Very good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha Television, the perfect show to kickstart your day, where we bring to you the biggest news stories from India and across the world, and we also get you what to expect in the day ahead. Let us start with headlines. Final day of campaigning for fourth phase of elections in Uttar Pradesh. 53 constituencies spread over 12 districts to vote on 23rd of February. Madras High Court to hear DMK's petition against trust vote in Tamil Nadu Assembly. Party to move no confidence motion against the Speaker. Elections to BMC and 9 other civic bodies in Maharashtra today. BJP and Shiv Sena face off. A final phase of panchayat elections in Odisha. India and Rwanda sign 3 MoUs in the field of innovation, aviation and visa requirements. Vice President Hamid Ansari launches the India Rwanda Innovation Growth Program. And Russian ambassador to the UN Vitaly Churkin dies all of a sudden at work. Russian President Vladimir Putin grieves sudden demise. All right, let's start the bulletin by taking a look at the states that are going to polls this year. Well, campaigning for the fourth phase of Uttar Pradesh Assembly polls will come to an end today evening. Now, 53 constituencies in 12 districts of Bundelkhand region will go to polls on 23rd of February. Well, Raebareli, Allahabad, Jhansi, Chitrakoot, Fatehpur and Pratapgarh are some of the prominent constituencies. Remember, in 2012 polls, out of the 53 seats in this phase, SP had won 24, BJP 5, VSP 15, Congress 6 and others 3. And a number of high-profile rallies are scheduled for today before campaigning comes to an end at 5 p.m. Well, Rahul Gandhi will address a public meeting in his family's pocket borough of Raebareli. He will then hold a roadshow in poll-bound Allahabad, covering 14 main points of the city, starting from Anand Bhavan to Allahabad railway station, concluding at the city's Gol Park. Now, Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav is also addressing 3 rallies today in Pratapgarh, Kaushambi and Allahabad districts. Well, former Chief Minister and BSP Chief Mayawati will also be addressing 2 rallies in Basti and Gonda districts, and BJP Party President Amit Shah will address rallies in Allahabad and Kaushambi districts. Well, key constituencies in the fourth phase saw high voltage political rallies by political bigwigs on Monday, while big promises and biting sarcasm were in full flow at these election meetings. Let's take a look.
Electioneering for the fourth phase of the polls in Uttar Pradesh on February 23rd saw star campaigners of various parties in action on Monday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a rally in Jalgaon's Orai district, while Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav held a rally in Raebareli. Alliance partner Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi also addressed a rally in Koraon in Allahabad. In Orai, Prime Minister Modi promised that the BJP will create a Bundelkhand Development Board to address the issues of the region.
सपा हो, बसपा हो, कांग्रेस हो, ये सभी एक ही सिक्के के अलग-अलग पहलू है.
He also mocked arch rivals Bahujan Samaj Party Mayawati for opposing the centre's demonetization drive, stating that the BSP has changed its culture to become Behenji-centric.
बहनजी ने तो कहा कि पूरी तैयारी नहीं की थी. सरकार ने नहीं की थी कि आपने नहीं की थी. बहुजन बहनजी बन गया और पूरी पार्टी बहनजी संपत्ति पार्टी बन गई.
Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi targeted Prime Minister Modi at his rally in Banda in Uttar Pradesh. Gandhi claimed that the BJP was getting nervous after sensing adverse poll results in the state. He claimed the Prime Minister was making false promises on employment and farmer loans.
जैसे आपने बिहार को कहा था चुनाव के समय, वैसे आप उत्तर प्रदेश
Addressing rallies in Amethi and Raebareli, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav said the Prime Minister should speak the truth about development work in the state.
अगर जनता समझ पाई हो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोगों की मन की बात तो हमें बता दो आप। कोई समझ पाया मन की बात भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोगों की? और हम तो कहते हैं कम से कम काम की बात कब करोगे ये भी बता के चले जाओ। केवल मन की बात करोगे और काम की बात नहीं करोगे तो लोकतंत्र में कैसे हिसाब किताब बनेगा?
Akhilesh also highlighted the achievements of his government during his tenure. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, staying with Uttar Pradesh, the Congress SP combined in Uttar Pradesh came down hard on the Prime Minister's comments at an election rally in Uttar Pradesh's Faizabad district. Well, the party alleged that his comments at a rally last week violated the Model Code of Conduct. The BJP, however, defended the remarks while accusing the Congress and SP leaders of misleading the people of the state.
The Samajwadi Party Congress alliance has criticized the Prime Minister's comments about graveyards and cremation grounds at a rally last week. Alliance leaders called this a breach of the Model Code of Conduct.
प्रधानमंत्री निश्चित हार को देखते हुए बौखला गए हैं और सांप्रदायिकता को इस चुनाव में ला रहे हैं ध्रुवीकरण करने के लिए। चुनाव आयोग को इसका कड़ा नोटिस लेना चाहिए क्योंकि अभी हाल में दिए गए उनके निर्देश का स्पष्ट उल्लंघन है और साथ ही प्रधानमंत्री ने अपने पद की शपथ जो संविधान में के तहत ली है उसको उल्लंघन किया, उसको अपमानित किया है।
While Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav used equally scathing remarks, the BJP defended Prime Minister Narendra Modi, stating that the alliance leaders were misleading people and trying to hide their incompetence.
हमने प्रधानमंत्री उज्ज्वला योजना देश के गरीबों को दिया, क्या उसको हमने कोई धार्मिक आधार पे बांटा, कोई जाति के आधार पे बांटा? जो गरीब है उन्हीं को मिला और सबसे ज्यादा लाभ उत्तर प्रदेश जैसे प्रांत में दलितों को मिला है, अल्पसंख्यकों को मिला है। यही हमारी नीति है, सबके साथ सबके विकास। ये जो लोग लंबे समय तक अल्पसंख्यकों के मन में डर पैदा करके वोट बटोर रहे थे, उनकी अभी लुटिया डूब रही है। वो जमीन से वो निकल जा रहे हैं, उनकी पैर के नीचे से जमीन घिसक रही है। इसी वजह से वो एक तनाव फिर पैदा करना चाहते हैं, यही दुर्भाग्यजनक है।
Uttar Pradesh has seen 3 phases of polling so far. The remaining 4 will be completed in the next 2 weeks. Vishal Dahiya, Rajya Sabha TV, Delhi.
News from poll-bound Manipur now, and the Congress party released its manifesto for the ensuing assembly elections in the state on Monday, but it promised a constitutional safeguard for the territorial integrity of the state. The party also said that it will strive for the removal of AFSPA from remaining parts of the Imphal if voted back to power. But the manifesto, having a 19-point agenda for development, was released by Manipur Chief Minister Okram Ibobi Singh and Congress General Secretary in charge of Manipur CP Joshi. Well, the party also underscored further improvement of law and order situation in the state. Ibobi Singh also promised free Wi-Fi and internet connectivity to the state. While listing the achievements of the Congress government of 5 years, the manifesto referred to the creation of 7 new districts in the state. The manifesto also stressed on providing employment to minimum 3 lakh educated unemployed youth through skill development over a period of 5 years. On to news from other states now. Well, elections for the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation and 9 other civic bodies in Maharashtra are underway at the moment, while the electoral fight is considered to be direct between the BJP and Shiv Sena. Also, after the bitter acrimony between BJP and Shiv Sena recently, they're fighting the civic polls separately for the first time in over 2 decades. Well, apart from the 10 civic bodies, the second phase of the polling for 11 Zilla Parishads and 118 Panchayat Samitis are also being conducted. Over 1.95 crore voters across the state are entitled to exercise their franchise to choose their representatives for 10 city corporations, while over 1.8 crore people can cast their votes in the Zilla Parishad and Panchayat Samiti polls. Meanwhile, the Mumbai police has thrown a tight security cover across the city for the smooth conduct of the elections.
यासाठी ज्या दिवशीपासून आचारसंहिता लागू करण्यात आलेली आहे त्या दिवसापासून त्याच्या अगोदरपासून मुंबई पोलीस दलाने पूर्णपणे तयारी केलेली होती.
News from Odisha now. Tight security arrangements have been made for today's fifth and final phase of polling for the three-tier panchayat elections in 26 districts, including Maoist hit areas in Odisha. Well, in this phase, the polling would be held for 1,173 sarpanchs, 16,148 Samiti members and 150 Zilla Parishad members. Nearly 44 lakh voters would exercise their franchise in this round. Well, the Director General of Police has asked all the district collectors and the superintendents of police to ensure a free and fair election. Now, special security arrangements have also been made in Raigad, Bolangir and Nopada districts, where Maoists have asked people to boycott polling. And in Breakfast News, we'll take a very short break. We'll be back with more news. Stay with us.
The art of painting comes to us from the prehistoric period. Paintings are also a valuable source of information about their age. Like this depiction of the wedding procession of Dhara Shikoh. The eldest son of Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan had a Mughal wedding with distinctive Indian elements. Like the veil he wears to the pomp and show of the Bharat in Hindu weddings.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Welcome back after the break. Now, India and Rwanda have signed 3 MoUs in the field of innovation, aviation and visa requirements. Vice President Hamid Ansari is on a 5-day 2-nation tour of Rwanda and Uganda.
India and Rwanda signing 3 MoUs after delegation-level talks between the two sides. The agreements are in the field of innovation, aviation sector and visa requirements. In innovation, the two countries will set up an entrepreneurship development center in the Rwandan capital Kigali, while in aviation, Rwanda Air will start services to India in the coming months. Both countries will mutually exempt visa requirements of diplomatic and official passport holders as well.
Our bilateral relations are marked by cordiality, convergence of views and cooperation on major international issues. Bilateral trade and investment have shown a healthy rise. Trade between Rwanda and India has been steadily increasing over the past few years.
On the occasion, Rwanda's Prime Minister Anastase Murekezi said the 3 MoUs will boost economic and business ties. Vice President Ansari underlined the growth prospects in Rwanda.
Rwanda today, ladies and gentlemen, offers a range of prospects to foreign investors, including in renewable energy, infrastructure, agriculture, mining, tourism, and information and communication technology. The spectacular growth story of Rwanda is a result of its prudence and vision of Rwandan leadership, represents the dynamism and opportunities of the African continent.
The Vice President also launched the India-Rwanda Innovation Growth Program. The pilot project aims to boost ties in areas of science and technology.
After this pilot project, the program is proposed to be implemented in the East African community in 7 countries and will then be scaled to 7 other economic zones across Africa. Under the program, 20 demonstrated and validated Indian technologies and innovations are expected to be adopted over a period of 2 years.
Vice President Ansari earlier paid a visit to the Kigali Genocide Memorial. He attended a government-hosted luncheon at the hotel which had sheltered over 1,200 people during the Rwandan genocide in 1994. He then met the President of the Senate, Bernard Makuza, and held bilateral talks. Vice President Hamid Ansari also called on the President of Rwanda, Paul Kagame. The Vice President is on a 5-day two-nation tour to Rwanda and Uganda. Smita Nai's report from Kigali, Rwanda for Rajya Sabha TV.
A big story coming in from Tamil Nadu, where the Madras High Court will hear the DMK's petition opposing the trust vote that took place in Tamil Nadu Assembly. Well, the main opposition in the state wants the vote to be declared null and void. Well, the DMK has also planned a statewide hunger strike in protest on Wednesday. They will move a no-confidence motion against the Speaker, alleging that he favoured Chief Minister E.K. Palanisamy. Well, the Assembly Secretary has submitted a detailed report on the incidents that took place in the House during the trust vote to the Governor. Well, the DMK and the AIA-DMK rebel Paneer Selvam had petitioned the Governor. As the opposition steps up pressure, now Chief Minister Palanisamy ordered a string of populist measures that included a closure of 500 or more liquor outlets in the state.
தான் சார்ந்திருக்கக்கூடிய சமுதாயத்தை சொல்லி அது மூலமா எங்களை வந்து பழி வாங்கணும், எங்க மேல ஒரு கலங்கத்தை ஏற்படுத்தணும், திட்டமிட்டு செய்யற காரியத்தை பார்க்கறப்போ எங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப வேதனையா இருக்கு. ஆக அப்படிப்பட்ட நிலையில ஒரு சபாநாயகர் இருக்கிறார். அது வெட்கப்பட வேண்டிய விஷயம் எங்களுக்கு பொறுத்த வரைக்கும், நம்ம தமிழ்நாட்டை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும்.
பூரண மதுவிலக்கு என்ற நிலை எய்திடும் என்பது மாண்புமிகு அம்மாவின் திடமான கொள்கையாகும்.
News from the northeast now. Well, ruling Naga People's Front Legislature Party on Monday unanimously elected a party president Churzozile Lizitsu as the leader of the ruling Democratic Alliance to be the new Nagaland Chief Minister. Now, Nagaland Governor P.B. Acharya asked Lizitsu to form the government, swearing in on Wednesday. Well, Lizitsu was elected after Chief Minister T.R. Zeliang resigned on Sunday night, bowing to the demands of protesting tribal groups opposed to his move to hold civic polls with 33% reservation for women. Well, Nagaland has been in turmoil since January after the NPF-led government decided to hold local body elections in 12 towns across the state. Now, 3 people were killed following clashes between police and civilians. And a delegation led by U.S. Congressman Bob Goodlatte called on MoUs, Commerce and Industry Nirmala Sitharaman on Monday. Well, during the meeting, the government conveyed to them about India's concerns over H-1B visas, besides other issues. Well, the delegation reportedly raised concerns on IPR issues, including the need to strengthen copyright norms and provisions to encourage and protect innovation. The visit comes nearly a month after Donald Trump became the U.S. president. Well, the delegation is scheduled to meet senior Indian leaders, during which they are likely to be apprised about India's apprehensions over the H-1B visa. And Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar will arrive in Beijing today for a crucial talks with the top Chinese officials to iron out differences. Well, India is likely to discuss issues including its NSG bid and China's blocking efforts to get Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar banned by the United Nations. Well, last week, Beijing had said that it will back the move to designate Masood Azhar as a terrorist only if there is a solid evidence against him. Well, Foreign Secretary will meet State Councillor Yang Jiechi, who is also Beijing's special representative for India-China border talks, besides attending an upgraded strategic dialogue with China's Executive Vice Foreign Minister Zhang Zixu on 22nd of February. Jaishankar is also expected to meet Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, while India's ties with the US and Chinese investment in India are also likely to figure in the talks. Well, another break in here. We'll be back with all international and sports news.
उस्ताद बिस्मिल्लाह खान महान शहनाई वादक, जिनके नाम है कई उपलब्धियां। कांस कलो महोत्सव में शहनाई वादन को दी नई बुलंदियां। आजादी के पहले जश्न में लाल किले से गूंजी उनकी शहनाई और फिर गणतंत्र दिवस पर भी उस्ताद ने बेमिसाल धुनें सुनाई। भारत रत्न के रूप में उन्हें मिला देश का सबसे बड़ा नागरिक सम्मान।
Welcome back. On to some international news now. Well, US President Donald Trump has named Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster as his national security advisor. Well, he will replace Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, who was fired after just 3 weeks and 3 days in the job. Well, Flynn was alleged to have discussed US sanctions with Russian ambassador in calls before his own appointment. Now, H.R. McMaster is currently a Lieutenant General with the US Army. He served in Iraq and Afghanistan. Well, Time magazine named him as one of its 100 most influential people in the world in 2014, saying that he might be the 21st century Army's preeminent warrior thinker. Well, the National Security Advisor is an independent aide to the President and does not require any confirmation by the US Senate. Well, Trump's first choice, a retired Vice Admiral Robert Howard, turned down the role, citing personal reasons.
That General H.R. McMaster will become the National Security Advisor. He's a man of tremendous talent and tremendous experience. I watched and read a lot over the last 2 days. He is highly respected by everybody in the military, and we're very honored to have him.
Mr. President, thank you very much. I'd just like to say what a privilege it is to be able to continue serving our nation. I'm grateful to you for that opportunity, and I look forward to joining the national security team and doing everything I can to advance and protect the interests of the American people.
Well, staying with the U.S., Russia's permanent ambassador to the United Nations, Vitaly Churkin, has died in New York on Monday. Well, the Russian permanent mission in a statement said that Churkin was in his office fulfilling his duties when the tragedy occurred suddenly. Well, the Russian mission further added that Churkin has dedicated most of his life to diplomatic service, standing for his country's interests. He had been the permanent representative of Russia to the UN since 2006. While Russian President Vladimir Putin grieves the sudden demise, well, the flag at the Russian consulate and mission to the UN were at half-mast to mark his passing. Well, the United Nations delegates have also observed a moment of silence during a meeting of a working group of the United Nations General Assembly.
I would like to offer, on behalf of all of us, our deepest condolences to the country, to the government of Russia, to the Russian mission here at the UN, and most of all, to the wife and 2 children of Ambassador Vitaly Churkin. He was a dear colleague of all of ours, a deeply committed diplomat to his country, and one of the finest people we have known. And I'd like to mark this moment here today with a moment of silence in memory of his service.
Let's get you some more international news in World Wrap. North Korea locked horns with Malaysia on Monday over the investigation into the killing of leader Kim Jong-un's brother Kim Jong-nam. Well, this is a footage emerged of the moment Kim Jong-nam was fatally attacked at a Kuala Lumpur airport. Well, Malaysia's probe has put 5 North Koreans in the frame for the airport assassination. But Pyongyang said it had no faith in the investigation and claimed that Kuala Lumpur was in cahoots with hostile forces. Former Pakistan President Pervez Musharraf has said that Afghanistan's intelligence agency, the National Directorate of Security, or the NDS, was playing into Indian hands. He further said that NDS was being used as a tool for facilitating terror groups in Pakistan. On the arrest of 2008 Mumbai terror attack mastermind and Jamaat-ud-Dawa chief Hafiz Saeed, Musharraf said that Saeed was not a terrorist. Iraqi government forces have moved closer to the southern outskirts of western Mosul on the second day of a fresh offensive against Islamic State. Well, Iraqi forces have entered the outlying village of Abu Saif, which overlooks Mosul. However, the fresh push in the 4-month-long operation to retake Mosul has sparked fears for close to 750,000 civilians trapped there. The eastern part of Mosul was liberated from IS fighters last month after heavy fighting. British lawmakers held a debate on Monday on whether the state visit by US President Donald Trump should be cancelled. Well, the debate came after a petition opposing the tour amassed nearly 2 million signatures. An opposing petition has drawn just 3 lakh signatures. British Prime Minister Theresa May invited the US President to visit 7 days after he took office, when she met him in Washington last month. And finally, well, the chief of the Indian Space Research Organization, or ISRO, has said that the country has the capability to develop a space station. Now, AS Kiran Kumar, however, said that it needed a long-term approach and an ambitious planning. Well, his comments came in the wake of ISRO's historic achievement of putting 104 satellites simultaneously into the orbit. He said this during the Foundation Day ceremony of Raja Ramanna Center for Advanced Technology in Indore. Now, Kumar said that ISRO was also mulling a tying up with the industry to enhance the country's satellite launching capability. Well, that's all in this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.